Hey, hold on, wait. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Heracles Porsche, you're also known as Gildenlock. Let's get right to it. We are playing Dreadnought today, and I am playing the Dreadnought class. Um, and this is for those of you, there's various classes in this spaceship game. Um, and I want to play this one.
Play R6.
I am going to be, in the beautiful nav, and so the dreadnoughts are like should be the bulk of the fleet. They're not. I'll get in a rant about that later. They are the tanking ships. They are the ones that you know uh, have the highest hit points, health, whatever you want to call it. They can soak up the damage, and they should really kind of be the goal of new players to get a really awesome tier 2 dreadnought, in my opinion. I'll get a whole rant on that later. Um, but I wanted to show you guys the loadout that I have. The heavy plasma cannons too come with it. I'm gonna show you the tech tree in just a second. Um, the repeater guns you gotta buy. Pretty much all the rest of the stuff you gotta buy. So from the tech tree, which I'll show you in a second. But I'm just gonna show you the various
Did
choices.
you lost subs?
No, everything's going great. Except when I live stream, because some people bitch and leave whenever I live stream, but whatevs. Their loss. So let's see. We have the plasma broadside and the nuclear missile. Why am I going with the nuclear missile? Because I like hitting people in canyons, and the plasma broadside is very strong, so I do understand it. We have the heavy autoguns to compensate for losing the plasma broadsides. For anyone who doesn't know anyway, you guys won't know. Obviously, for noobs, you won't know exactly what I'm talking about, but you'll get demos of all this stuff, as I
I'm
play through
playing
this.
a game myself.
Okay, alright. I'm going to disable commentary speech in a second, buddy. Like, if you're not talking about this game, you're gonna have to go. Um, so I could say the plasma broadside launches a very strong attack at nearby enemies that are off your broadside, but the nuclear missile is a nuke, and it is a little difficult. It launches up in the sky, it comes down on the opponent, and this is good for damaging people who are hiding in canyons. And yeah, it's a little tricky to use if you're in space. If you watch the trail go up and down and you time it right, you can damage people in space. But this is mostly for uh, getting at those pesky people hiding in canyons. So yeah, the plasma broadside, they're both highly situational abilities. But the nuclear missile wins out for me. I can understand people using the plasma broadside, but I like the nuke. Vulture missiles. I forget what the alternative missile is. I didn't even bother investing silver in it. The alternative's another short range ability. I'm happy to just upgrade the Vulture missiles, and it is easy to just derp a derp and waste these things. But again, I would like to fill this ship's role. I like to have another long range thing, and every once in a while, these things can really devastate. You got someone who doesn't have those anti-missile, you know, abilities, and you happen to find them alone, and you can hit them at a decent range. So the vulture missiles that stay, you just give them an upgrade. Now, the choice between heavy autoguns and anti-missile lasers. This is an interesting one. So, the anti-missile lasers, these are the default. Again, these are default you start out with, and I switched to heavy autoguns because, well, as you saw before, I no longer using the plasma broadside, so I needed to compensate with a short range gun that's strong, and these really are stronger than the broadsides because they can be launched from pretty much all angles. The anti-missile lasers are great too. They will destroy probably like 90% of the missiles coming at you, but uh, the thing is, you are such a great tank already. It feels like overkill in terms of adding to your tank abilities. These heavy autoguns, you will have people, I've had them for a while. You will have people close to those autogun range at a, regularly enough that they will start to feel like they are worth it. And There's not a lot on this ship that's extra great at fending off corvettes. Um, I will. Not too many people are playing corvettes at this point, but I have a feeling that's going to get really pesky later. So having those heavy autoguns definitely worth it. And finally, the biggest of them all is taking armor amplifier over warp jump. Now I could get in a whole rant about the really dumb ways people use warp jump. Um, there are some people who use warp jump brilliantly, and they'll pull some brilliant maneuver and surprise someone and be like, "Well, you're the best warp jumper ever." But 90% of the players I see using warp jump use it like complete idiots. They'll warp jump and there'll be 5 ships there waiting for them, and they'll just get blown up. Armor amplifier is nice and simple. It always look at that 80% damage resistance. Do I have to explain 80% damage resistance? And you do already have great shields. So we'll get a whole thing later about how whether it's more efficient to stack them or use them separately. But yeah, reduce all damage by 80%. That should speak for itself. You can see very short cooldown, decent duration. So this turns you into one big beefcake. So I highly recommend the armor amplifier. Stop being one of those dummies who warp jumps to dumb places. There will be people who violently argue with me because they've made brilliant plays with the warp jump, but I'm going to say armor amplifier. It's nice and simple, and it is helping your ship fill out its main role, which is to be a tank for your fleet. So we're going to go into the tech tree really super quick just to finish off this whole, uh, you know. So there's the nav. You got to level up your Samargal first. I recommend not spending too much silver on it. Try to get to your nav as quickly as possible, spending as little as possible. And then here it is, the nav. And like I said, this really feels like it's one of the stronger Tier 2 ships. Should be the backbones of most fleet. Getting my rant while we're on the loading screen waiting for a game. And yeah, the points you get will earn you towards a couple new ships. So it is something that's on the way to your Koshi, if you're one of the people who want the really strong tier 4 healing ships. But let's not get distracted here. So as you can see, I've bought pretty much everything for the nav that can be bought. So yeah, you buy your things that are on the way to those tier 3 ships, but the beefed up repeater guns definitely worth it. You will learn to use when to use your long range guns and when to use your repeater guns if you play the nav long enough. And you will notice the difference when you beef up the repeater guns. Um, the nuclear missile, I already went into that. That needs to be bought. Didn't even bother with the flechette missiles because, I mean, there is someone, like I said, I limited it to just the heavy auto guns. Like I said, there are, you could switch everything to make this like a full, you could switch the flechette and just make this a whole, you know, and the plasma broadside and make this like a nothing but short range brutality, but then you'd kind of be taking the destroyer's job. So my build is designed to be, reasonably strong at all ranges, and yeah, I had to buy pretty much everything. You want to upgrade those vulture missiles. You want to get that nuke, and you want to make that side investment in the heavy auto guns, and that all might be on your way to something else you want for when far later in your history. So we'll hop in a game. We'll see how that goes. As you see, there's various tiers. So early on, we're just gonna be playing lots of recruit, and so I can go on my rant now about all you know. I've already mentioned it, but I see a lot of players who are out there. They haven't really given a chance to the nav or the tactical cruisers. Um, and I think that's just like people seem to predominantly want to play at these early levels. Predominantly want to play the destroyer or the artillery cruiser, and I think it's just like this is not a good game for ADD people, but they are here. They are playing those ships that they can get. The destroyer moves faster, and the sniping ship can hit people sooner. and people are just impatient, and it's just reflected in their ship choices. The nav is such a strong choice. It can hit from farther away. Like I said, it's super tanky. It has double the hit points of the destroyer. Oh. I mean, the destroyer at close range. I mean, it's got. I think the DPS rating or whatever was like it has 1.5 whatever the DPS of the you know of the Dreadnought. But I mean, what do you want? Do you want 1.5 DPS or do you want 2 times hit points? Well, I want 2 times hit points. I don't know about you. We've got a pretty nice group here. We have someone running attack. We have we have someone running attack, like a healing ship. Another person running some kind of dreadnought. I can't tell if that's a nav or the starter one. We're in this nice asteroid field. Hi. Uh, and yeah. Hopefully this game goes good. Um, Hopefully I've convinced you guys why the nav is well worth playing and why it should be one of your early game goals. Um, so yeah, I do want to see how people, if they're interested in, you know, my Dreadnought videos, and I would like to start, I might write up a total newbie guide, but this having a strong nav, I think would be a big part of it. So I want to get that out of the way first. Ooh, this guy's got a nice. He spent some money. He spent some real life money for a coat of paint. You see, we have our attack cruiser in the back, and you know, we got our dreadnought over here. We're gonna stay fleeted up, um, and we're gonna stay in a nice tight bunch. And we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, these guys don't stray somewhere crazy. And this is not a good game for people who are super what do you call it? Who are in a rush. This is like it's not a slow-paced game, but it's not the most fast-paced game in the world. So, but it is worth it. It's like it's that excitement of a submarine battle. Where's the opponent? Are we gonna stick together? How are things gonna unfold? And yeah, I haven't gone over the most basic stuff with this game because I'm just assuming when you get this game, you'll go into the tutorial mode and you'll learn how to move energy to different systems and move. Oh, battle started, and I've probably popped all that stuff not in the best way possible. Oh my God, I'm running out of HP really fast. Uh, I popped almost everything right off the bat. Oh well, this is actually pretty fast paced. This is not too shabby. It's a little hard for me to figure out my target. Well, that was a little more intense than my typical games. That's all right. But I did my job. I popped pretty much everything, and yeah, this is good. I like the pace of this game. I think I did the best I could there. I probably not used to those crazy flanks like that, but my team seems to be doing good. I mean, that was pretty brutal how we got flanked, but imagine how much worse we would have done if, our team hadn't stuck together, if we'd just been totally derping it. Trying to make it back here over into the action. As you can see, I put everything into speed. Alright, these shots. Alright, that's gonna chase him off. And you can't respond every time you hear vulture missiles locked on. Because they say that when you're at you know. I should be close range enough to use.
Vulture missiles have a clean shot. Nuke locked on enemy ship. Vulture missiles have a clean shot. Launch all vultures.
He's already dead.
Vulture missiles. Thanks for the assist.
So those vulture missiles were wasted. That will happen. But you can see this is actually a pretty good demo of, you know, how a fleet is supposed to work. We've got some couple dreadnoughts together. We have tactical cruiser keeping everyone repaired. Yeah, here's a little repair pod right here. And I was the first man down, but like because we put together a proper fleet, you know, we're coming out ahead. Fortunately, my head is blocking the score there. I put myself in the bottom left corner because I didn't want to. I wanted my face in here, but I didn't want to block the map. Very important to see that mini map at all times. So I moved my face to the bottom left corner, and yeah, that's how things have worked out.
Got a bearing on the enemy ship.
You can see I'm keeping pretty tight control over my energy usage.
Vulture missiles have a clean shot. Send the vultures.
We're completely dominating the enemy, Captain.
Alright, again, most of those vulture missiles were yeah, and the nuke's not being super useful right now because we don't have people hiding in canyons. So again, that is a little trickier choice. If you wanted to go with the plasma broadside, I understand, but again, they're both highly situational. Now I'm gonna try and keep the shots off my.
Target locked.
That was me being dumb and my nuke hitting the ceiling.
And I was like, I have all these abilities and they're not gonna be any good. Ooh.
All ships, enemy contact. At this location. Understood. Swapping to amplifying weapons on. Launching vulture missiles.
So I really don't need the really don't need the exo shell right now, but why not demo it? I'll do a little tank demo. Oh, I guess I do need that exo shell because I'm taking sniper fire. I don't want my tactical cruiser anywhere vulnerable, so. Now, see, I could go for that big ship, but I want to get this sniper out, so I'm looking. I look for him. He is gonna be able to dodge a lot of these shots, but I want him uncomfortable. I don't want him to just be able to snipe with impunity. Now fleet positioning is important, so getting into a good position where I can support everybody makes using those thrusters worth it. And I gotta make sure.
Send the vultures. Firing up. Enemy warheads locked on our position. That's it, she's done. Exo shell engaged. Contact eliminated. Hostile Dreadnought is no more.
Took a nuke there, but I was nice and damage resistant. Be turning on my shields to absorb these. So yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well because we just had better positioning and we had the heals going and
Yes.
see by the time. So I'll see if I can close to close range. Cause he might pop some broadsides on me, but
Send the vultures.
now he's warping away. He'll be somewhere over here. Oh shoot, now I am in trouble. Now I am in trouble. Yep. I am going down. Alright, well at least I took him with me.
I'm willing to accept that.
Now hopefully I have an opportunity to get back with my group working. This game's almost over, so but yeah, guys, I hope that was a pretty good demonstration of. I hope that was a decent demonstration of the Dreadnought. Obviously, I derped with some of the abilities. You know, that Vulture missile is going to be a lot more fun when you're picking on a lonely, you know, not other Dreadnought ship out in the open. That nuke's going to be a lot more fun when you're, you know, you devastate someone hiding in a cannon and you're just not derp firing into ceilings. But I think I had a decent. I'm not sure if I had a good. I think I had a decent demo of the heavy auto guns early on. The armor amplifier, pretty simple. So hopefully that's got you guys thinking about the Dreadnought or different ways to play the Dreadnought. There will be people who disagree with me and say, "Oh no, I like this ship or I like this setup." Blah blah blah. But I really think it's worth thinking about this game. Is you know it's well worth picking up this game and playing it right. You know so. Um, that is my feeling. Their nuke went off. I think the nuke went off there. I don't know if it did much damage, but it looked pretty. Game's about to be over, right?
Destroyed, Captain.
Yay! So yeah, I hope you found that useful, informative, everything. If you guys have any questions, as usual, I always welcome all your feedback. We'll take a quick little look at the scoreboard here. Ooh, not a lot of nice extra XP from people who spent money in this game. So yes, yeah, welcome all your feedback. Hope we can get some Dreadnought discussions going. And until next time, everybody, I shall see you Starside.